and there, across the page, her grandmother wrote in corrections to the original recipe. Little tips and slight changes of measurements to make the final product even better. This is what I'll make today, Lily decides. It's time to try something new. The ingredient list is fairly simple. She needs butter, brown sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, rolled oats, chopped pecans, and several large apples. Lily gathers the ingredients and carries them back behind the counter. She leaves the butter out to soften. Then she begins preparing the nuts. She chops them coarsely and sets them to the side before measuring out the oats. Finally, she turns on the oven and leaves it to preheat. The next part of the recipe is a bit trickier. She has to core the apples and make a pocket for the filling without splitting them in half. Her grandmother wrote in the margin beside it, "Used paring knife and spoon," it instructs her. Lily picks up her paring knife and inserts the tip near the stem of the first apple. She slides it in and cuts in a careful circle around the core. Then she twists it slowly to help the core detach closer to the bottom. With a gentle pull, it comes free. The hollowed out apple reminds her of a pumpkin with its seeds removed. She sets the fruit aside and moves on to the next one. Soon, the task feels routine. She's able to remove the core with one swift movement, over and over again, until she has a row of apples ready to be filled. Next, it's time to make the filling. Lily gathers the softened butter, sugar, cinnamon, and nutmeg, and mashes them all together with a wooden spoon. When the spices are evenly distributed, she stirs in the oats and pecan pieces. Then she takes a spoon and carefully stuffs the filling into the apples, right up to the top. When the apples are prepared, she lines them up carefully in ceramic pie dishes. Lily pours water into each dish, so the bottoms of the apples are just submerged. Prevents drying and burning, her grandmother wrote. Finally, she's ready to put them into the oven. She slides her hands into thick oven mitts and places the pie dishes on the metal racks. Lily closes the oven door and sets the timer to let her know when she needs to check them. As she's beginning to clear up her workspace, she hears the door to the bakery creak open. It's Rose, one of her favorite customers, and someone she now considers a friend after all these years. Rose smiles and waves from the door before unwrapping her scarf and hanging it over the back of a chair. Lily has her coffee ready by the time she's heading over to the counter. Rose thanks her with a warm smile and then asks how Lily's day has been going so far. Lily tells her all about the baked apples from her grandmother's recipe. She's excited to have her first taste tester if Rose is interested. The pair chat about the weather and how it's an especially blustery autumn day. Then, with a sigh, Lily mentions her broken umbrella. "I don't know if I'll have time to replace it before I head home tonight," she says. Rose pats her on the arm. "I'm sure it will all turn out just fine," she replies, before carrying her coffee to her table and sitting down. Soon after, one of the other regular customers, Seamus, arrives. Lily brings him his coffee and promises him a baked apple when they're out of the oven. One by one, all of her morning customers file in. Some of them look like they've run through the storm, wearing coats splattered with raindrops. Others carry folded newspapers over their heads or open the door to shake out their umbrellas. She serves them a variety of coffees, teas, and sweets. When the timer goes off, Lily turns away from the seating area and faces the oven. She carefully pulls out the pie dishes filled with apples, which are now soft and gooey. Out of the corner of her eye, Lily notices Rose speaking with different customers. She wonders what they're all talking about at this time of the morning. But it's just a passing curiosity as her mind returns to the task at hand. She carefully plucks the apples out of the water-filled pie dishes and sets them on individual plates. Then she walks over to the refrigerator and takes out a carton of whipping cream. She pours some in a bowl and spoons a bit of sugar on top. Then she uses a handheld mixer to beat it into whipped cream. The mixer drones on as the beaters spin, and Lily watches Rose head out the door. But she hasn't even tried her baked apple yet, Lily thinks. When soft peaks form in the white cream, she stops beating. With a metal spoon, Lily drops a dollop of whipped cream on every apple, along with a drizzle of her famous caramel sauce. The warm fragrance of the hot apples and rich cream is tantalizing. It permeates the air, creating an atmosphere of homey comfort. She carries the first plate out to Seamus and sets it in front of him. Next, there are plates for the family in the corner, the woman with the newspaper, and the man who usually orders cranberry scones. As she's distributing the apples, Lily sees Rose walk back through the door. In her hand is a long, thin package wrapped in shiny paper. Rose beckons to Lily, who comes over. "This is for you," she says, handing her the package. On it is a handwritten note. To Lily, from all your friends at the Rainy Day Bakery. Lily pulls open the paper to reveal a brand new umbrella inside. This one